me the sack. How are you finding taking over?
I didn't get you the sack.
How are you finding being the boss now? Obviously, you're in 4 or 5 games now into it. How you find the transition from coaching to managing?
I've been practicing for 3 weeks, 4 weeks before you get sacked. So I saw a little bit how to handle things, and especially how to handle everything going off the pitch, you know, because I think the first thing is we want to deal with just football-wise, but it's more than football.
And it is difficult, as you said, it's not all about what happens on the pitch, it's what happens off it, about attitude of players and things like that. And you being in a team, a successful Sligo Rovers period where they've won trophies, and seeing the whole transition from there, because Sligo came from practically nowhere to win trophies, and then they're sort of on that slope again in a couple of years. How do you see that happen? I
think, to be fair, I knew that in some point we were going to struggle. I think every team has a time of success. So it's how you prepare yourself when the time will be difficult. And I don't think Sligo prepare themselves that maybe it's going to be some time where they're going to struggle. And unfortunately, that's happened now. And it's just how handle the situation the best as we can, but it happens to every club. I think there is a period of success, and then there is going to be a period of struggling.
I've seen your article where you've asked the fans to get behind the club and get behind the players, and how was the response from the fans?
No, to be fair, it was a great response, because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's their club. We all move around, you know, in some point, because of the contractors, because of things, but the fans, they still. I saw that with Shamrock fans, where when the club was struggling, they were always behind, and we can see now how proud they are, because they went through every kind of feelings with the clubs, and now they are proud, really proud to see where the club are at, and I think that's a good example.
Yeah, and obviously you want fans to get behind the younger players, being that so many your senior players are either left the club or have been injured. Do you think there's too much pressure being put on the younger players coming through, and do you think the younger players are able to make that step up from under-19 football straight away to Premier football?
But I think maybe it's the way we prepare them in the under-19. Do we prepare them to be ready for the Premier Division, or do we prepare them for the transition? But there is no transition. There is not under-21. So you have to go from under-19 to the Premier Division. So you have to be prepared in the under-19 how to handle the pressure we're going to come.
And that's a lot to do with, me personally think that's a lot to do with that. There's no overage players in the under-19s that show these youngsters the way to help them develop. And there's a big step up. I mean, I've watched the 19s this year, and Bowes under-19s won the league this year, and you will look last week where they only have one player, Stephen Best, playing in the team. This year, obviously, Sligo have 5 players that have made a step up, and I think there's be a lot of pressure from people that, you know, when they play, rather than senior players showing them how to play and how to handle that pressure.
But I think it also comes down to the player themselves, because you are a young player. The only thing you want is to play football. You don't have to worry about what's going on around. The only thing you want is the manager to say, you know what, you're going to play today.
Yeah, so with the younger players, you think they should be developing themselves, but they also need senior players.
Definitely. I think that's what I'm saying, that we have to think about the structure, because we don't have the opportunity to bring senior pro to the under-19. So we have to think the way how we should develop our youngers to be ready for the first team. You know what I mean? So because sometimes they play under-19, but they don't have the same pressure as the first team. When it comes to first team, it's more competitive, and under-19 is not that competitive. So I think we should add a little bit more competitiveness in the under-19.
So should the under-19, for example, should it be about results as much as about developing the player?
I think it's more about development first. But that development, that's what I'm saying about how we have to coach them, how we have to train them, how we have to educate them. Because we don't prepare them. It's like someone who is the same as coaching course where they tell you how to do things, how to do that, but every club is different. So you're gonna have to adapt in every club you're gonna go to, you know? So every board are different. So they try to just tell you in general how it's gonna be, but in reality, sometimes it's completely different. So you have to adapt. And I think with our under 19, they don't really know the truth, because what's happening under 19 is too smooth and everything is nice. So they don't know the real what's going on in football. And they have to be in that reality a little bit earlier. We have to prepare them, because I feel that starting under 17, that is where competition has to be introduced slowly and slowly and slowly. You know, before that, I think more about enjoy themselves, know how to play the games. But start under 17, they have to understand that now I'm going to compete a little bit more with my teammate. When it goes to under 19, I'm going to compete every week with my teammate. And we shouldn't base too much on the result, because it's most about when we prepare the team in under 19, most of the team, what they are doing is they prepare for the next game. Instead of preparing the player for the future, they're preparing for the next game. We're going to play against this guy, so we're going to play that way, we're going to play that way. And I don't think it should be like that with under 19. Yeah. You have to prepare the guy for what's going to happen in the future, not on Saturday or Friday.
Performances rather than the performance of the other player that he's making. Yeah, I agree with you. Because of the situation that Sligo's in and where they are in the table, how big and how important are the likes of Richard Brush, Raf Cataro, Deanie Corcoran, David Cawley now for you?
I think it's, the demand is huge, because I put a lot of demand on them, like I saw you doing the same. And I think we take an example about the dressing room. We shouldn't look at what's going on in the dressing room because they are there. So it should be their job to do that, not you to go again look at what's going on there. They have to make sure that everything is healthy in the dressing room. So when the situation now is that the demand going to be a little bit more on themselves. They have to look at themselves. They have to be more criticized on themselves, because if they are not, they cannot help young players.
And I think with David Cawley, you see that that he reflects obviously what you want in the dressing room. You know, and that's why we made him captain that time. He reflected what I want. I think he'll develop that as years to come, and I think he's a big player. For Sligo.
The guy for me is the best midfield in the country. He can do everything: attack, defense, everything. And his mindset every game, he go for one thing and one thing only, to be the best. And you can see when young players play around him how better they become. Just the way he plays, the way he talks. That's what I'm saying.
So young,
he doesn't. He's not young anymore, because of he went in the. He was so many years in the high competition that we forgot how young he is. You know. But it's just the way he behaves himself, the way the demand he put himself first, because most of the players, they put demand on others, but not on themselves. You know. But him, he started with himself. He tried to do the right thing all the time, and he just grabbed everyone
and you can see him developing. So I think he will become the best midfielder and dominate games in years to come.
The guy is very humble. He take every criticism. That's something most of the player doesn't take, you know. And because sometimes when you say something to a player, he doesn't think that you just try to make him become a better player. He took that personally, that maybe this guy doesn't like me. But it's strange when it comes from me that someone thinks this guy doesn't, because when it's you, understand.
I never liked anyone.
That's what I'm saying.
Always giving out.
And I always told them, it's not personal. He doesn't like anyone. Even me doesn't like me. You know?
Never like anyone. Always give out. Always give out. Obviously, you got to win against Longford, the first home win, you know, for yourself this season. How crucial is that now, going forward? You know, and how did you feel with that win against Longford? Because I know you were 3-0 up at half time, and you were probably rubbing your hands, and then second half 3-2, and it's a bit nerve wracking, but eventually you got over the line.
Relax.
Calm down. Yeah. But how did you find it?
No, but the The most pleased is that we didn't concede late goal. You know, I can tell you what didn't really go well in second half, but we all know that 3-0 for the first time, they were all exciting. And at some point they thought that it's over now. Sorry, relax. So they thought that it's gone now. Everything gonna be fine. We're gonna hold that game. And then we have 3-1. We have 3-2. After 3-2, they start to play again. You know. But the most play that we keep the last goal alive. I know it's gonna be difficult because we still have some doubt all the time. You know, even we are 5-0, it's gonna be always some doubt because of some reason players are not that confident on themselves. We play so many games together, and the only thing it was I want to be the best, you want to be the best. So it was easier for the team to really embrace that because it was not just one player who want to be the best. But sometimes in the team now you have just 1 or 2 players who are going out in the mindset that I want to be the best. But unfortunately you have 8 others who didn't have the same mindset.
And can you give that to players?
I think that's
the players have to have that desire themselves to say, you know what, we want to be the best here today.
I think what we are doing all week is to give them, to show them how good they are. But soon they are on that pitch, we cannot do anything. We can scream, we can do everything, but it doesn't matter because if he decides to play the way he wants to play, the only thing you can do is just substitute him. Yeah. But unfortunately, you just have 3.
So that's young players.
Yeah, so that's the rule we have to change. I think maybe if we can have 6 or 7 substitutes, then maybe it's going to be easier. But that's what I'm saying. It's all about your personal ambition, your personal goal.
Yeah,
if I want more, what you want to achieve, what I want more, you know. So and at the moment, I think that is where we struggle. What is our goal, individual players? And if in the team of 20 players, you have just 10 players who have the same goal, that's not good.
You need a whole squad.
Yeah.
To the season ahead, what is your plans in terms of that? You've only so many days left. Will you still be involved with the club to the end of the season? And how do you see things developing? And where do you see the club finishing up?
But you know, the good thing is that I don't see myself limited by the time. Because, like, without budgets, I have 60 days, I think. But I don't feel that limited because my main thing is to enjoy the moment. You know, it's not thinking about tomorrow. I think God gonna take care of tomorrow. I'm taking care of enjoy that moment. So it's gonna be my last day. At least I'm gonna say, I enjoyed that day.